Good morning, Sierra Leone. Good morning, Kona District. Good morning to all Salon Pikin the wedding at the diaspora on our way back home na Sierra Leone. And good morning again, especially to Kona Pikin the wedding at the diaspora and on our wedding at Sierra Leone. This is David Bongo, the country owner from Kona News Network. Again, as always, I want to tell thank you to the one that don't subscribe to my channel and encourage you now for continue for listening. Wanna like, wanna comment, wanna also share the information. The one they will not subscribe it, I also the beg una, the appeal to now wanna subscribe. Now free, you know, for pay anything. And subscribe, you also share, and you also comment. And then the bell where they una can also click on the bell so that whenever they come on, una go get a notification. This na Salon program. They come from Salon. All the information they where they get where they give una na things they will they come inside the country and they can go back and give una back and put me on perspective them pan tap. And again, we there for gather information. We not the judge. We just the give out as we the receive them and we expect the public for make their own opinion. This particular broadcast they look at what can make with government and they fail, what can make them political party then they fail. The two main political parties that we don't rule alone, SLPP and APC, but in between we don't get them military rule and other things that we've been done the kind of because of coup. But the main reasons and where they make political party then they fail or governments and they fail. Now we discuss today. Also, I will provide my own perspective, suggestions the way I feel say the government they're supposed to pay attention to, political parties they're supposed to pay attention to. Again, where you want to be very constructive, where you criticize something, you get for provide an alternative solution. We're not go just criticize all the time with the condemn, and we're not show what we feel saying that the best way for do something. Now that they call constructive criticism. And as a true patriot of a particular country, any country where you're a patriot you belong to, we na Salon Pikin them, we therefore be very patriotic to our country. We're not just for the condemn all the time. If we condemn, yes, it's good for condemn. But where you condemn, you get for sure waiting good. So now that's what they can do today. Inside Colonialist Network, we're not the take side. We're not the give biased opinion. We call things the way we see them. So that when we talk, people then will get for give it credibility. And we see we country they go in a direction where the development they take place very very slow, or sometimes we can say development not they take place. And we get for see video we already in the social media where we anti-corruption commissioner Ben Kaifala they show money in a table where they may not recover from a particular institution or get for name inside this particular broadcast. And I want to tell thank you to una all way they take una time for listening, and I hope say una will continue for do that. The presentation where they show it show the first part within the government is doing not correct, and the second part the suggestions where I will do. Then I will end up for showing the video where it already there on social media. And they give credit to the one they will take that video they will post it on social media because not to me get it originally. So I want to make sure say all man know say they give credit to the one they will get that video there. So let we start. I call this presentation why political parties and presidents fail to develop Sierra Leone. And the things that we go for look at again, we go for look at suggestions for good governance and for sustainable development inside our country. The introduction here we will give an overview of Sierra Leone's political and development journey. How we don't work until we reach how they reach today, and the importance of good governance in national development. The key focus we'll go for look at what thing them do we not correct, where then they fail, and what thing we feel say for let we do as a nation, for let we country go before. Then reason they are so not to foresee na an exhaustive point where the key na things the way in a summary it cover most of the things the way we feel say they make any country, not to just Sierra Leone, any side we want development. Some of them reason they are so we go look at them. Number one could be corruption and mismanagement. When they give you something for do, you not do on the right way, or they give you money for let you do work, you mismanage the money and the money not sufficient for do the work because you don't pull some come out or you don't use them wrongly. So embezzlement of public funds is very rampant inside our country, very very rampant. It's no secret, it's an open thing. Lack of transparency in public contracts. Some contract then they way some minister they sign or some stakeholders then they sign, then they get commission inside the contract, then that commission not they go to the government, it they go to their own personal pocket. And eventually when the people that will sign the contract, they execute the contract they now, then they do the work they sign up for, then the country can see say, or the people that can see say yes, certain things and the way them people they do, the company there or the investors that they do, where the salon people they're not aware of. And then conflict begin come, alala begin come, people then begin to demonstrate, and people then begin to doubt why the contract they do certain things the way they're not aware of. Then weak accountability in our institutions and back, where government give money to certain institutions or most institutions, they spend the money, they know they account for them properly. And then they would expect for say anti-corruption, supposed to be very very vigilant. If we look at all the tier where I don't name so, then three things where I don't name so, then they help for poor country, then they help for push the country go beyond, and then they stop development. So let we stop for embezzle public fund, let we become very transparent when we sign contracts, and let we strengthen our accountability inside the institutions that we will get. The next one where they talk about now tribalism and nepotism. We don't see say boku term inside salon, not to just APC, not to just SLPP, but if you look inside every sector in Sierra Leone, we country don't divide. Regionally, we don't divide. Tribalistically, we don't divide. And then so they push we country go beyond. We they appoint people that will not qualify inside certain job them just because the same tribe will belong or we come on at the same family. That's a very rampant. We all know that. Would I know you? Now they make you get job na most parts na Sierra Leone. Yes, we know say certain job then they where they give people them because they merit them. But waiting they go on mostly we're very rampant, not to even a secret. Tribe they play a role, regional sentiments and they play a role for let people then get job. Then sometimes again we marginalize certain groups them because of what they stand for. When we marginalize them groups, then they lost the opportunity for let them get what they're supposed to get. So now some of them here so they make government and they fail. Now some of them here so they make presidents and they fail. Even if the president get good intention, but the people the way they go implement their intentions and they do them wrongly. So sometimes directly the president can cause them thing or the people the way they implement ideologies. Also, the national resources the way we get will not distribute them equally or fairly in the country. We see say some side of the country they get more than other part. If we look at the districts then in Sierra Leone, you see say some districts then well-to-do by way standard, and some other districts they not get nothing. So inside that particular point, the government supposed for say the national resources them we distribute them equally and fairly for let all man get in your share. We can't do poor policy implementation. We get very qualified, educated Sierra Leoneans and we sabi write policies then. We get lawyers that way good, we get people that way get sense in Sierra Leone. Where they write them fine thing them. But what's the problem dey? Not to just for write am, na for implement am, for let the thing show wetin e stand for. So policies dem dey, we dey make them, but we no dey enforce them. We dey make them fine policies dem dey, but we no dey enforce them. And also we lack continuity between regimes. When one government come, they start a project, good project for the country, and it can be say the government not succeed in the next election, then new government come, then not they continue that project where the old government been don't start. Who said they may don't spend the country in money for the project. Instead, then they start something new. So that one where the old government been don't start, the money don't spoil. The things they don't sit on, then they go astray. Sometimes then they thief the property they will left or pan the balance project. So if government then continue projects the way other government been don't start, that they make the country go before, and it will increase development, and it will stop corruption of the country. And weak institutions and rule of law. We get institutions the way very capable people than they, but this professional misconduct, conflict of interest, it affects we institutions them. We dey put law, but we no dey follow the law. Politicization of the judiciary and police. With judiciary don't become heavily politicized. With police don't become heavily politicized. The judiciary they always they serve the government where they did. And then decisions them most of the time get for be biased. We want for let we judges them, we lawyers them. Let them maintain their credibility. The things they would they take oath for, make them make sure say they serve the country, make them not they for obey the government, they for follow the law of the government, but they not for side the government, for put law against people the way they wrong. So let we make sure say we judiciary become independent, then not get then decision not become influenced by politics. We parliament also lack independence. The parliamentarians some of the decisions the way they take are very biased, politically biased. So if we get opposition leaders then, opposition party then they not oppose critically. They not look at issues where they for oppose. Instead, things the way not really meaningful, not significant, and then they talk about. Then they talk more against personality. Then they talk more against what in the previous government don't fail for do, rather than look for waiting for do for carry the country go before. So that again a big problem we'll get in Sierra Leone. We also get lack of enforcement of laws. Law day, when a good law them, but we not follow them law then they. We they see people then they light fire, plastic, burn person. We they see people then they chap people then in Sierra Leone. Recently, we see one bobo where they catch na Makeni, where they say na konobo boy go thief corn, then chap that bobo in hand, and eventually that bobo they end up for amputating hands them. That na when they take law into your hands them, will not they respect the law. And authorities and the CDNT and they will not know whether then they take action or not, especially in that boy young case. We also see them catch somebody where they say a thief man, then tie a hand behind them, somebody a light robber, they drop him on that person. Yes, it's not good for thief, it's not correct for thief. Nobody know they support thief man. But how for handle the thief man is very important. Very important. We get for follow the law in Sierra Leone. So that lack of law enforcement today is very bad inside our country. You see people then they take bribe. Then they say, okay, if you know allow your business go before, you know go give something. Some say where they pay government, government they pay certain people them, they pay people them for doing job, but then people then they ask people them for bribe them before then their work go before. A good for give tips. When somebody don't do good work for you, You can tell and thank you by taking some amount of money you give them. Tell and thank you, say, I like what you do for me. But most offices in Sierra Leone, they ask for the tip first before they do the job, before they offer the service. Now then, so they make the country they get bad name. Foreigner then they come, then they see that. Sometimes maybe they not even take bribe na foreigner in hand because they normally they get bad name. And the salon people they more than they take bribe na their hand. So let we try for CC then so no good. Let we strengthen we institutions then, and let we start for follow the law, but not just for the blame government. We self when as salon people the way they make the law for we get for follow the law. And when we follow the law, the government will get good name. So now that's not the thing we I will talk under this. Next we will go to overdependence on foreign aid. Boku time we feel say if wait man not give we money, we not go before. We get boku minerals inside Sierra Leone, as I've been saying in my previous broadcast. The mineral the way company then they can then sign for, and the one way then they take way they not sign for, all the one and they. If we put them together, we mine them for we self, or we increase the surveillance on them thing and they will monitor them properly. We're not going to depend on foreign aid. So that foreign aid will depend on too much. It limits investment in internal revenue generation. We also create poor management of aid funds, and we also see say inability for sustain donor funded projects. When they give we money for them, we carry out some projects then, we know they will monitor them project and they very well. So a good for them we understand say we get enough na Sierra Leone and we able protect them thing and they for the salon before. Lack of visionary leadership. We get leaders the way they're not able develop projects there for themselves, and they know they see ahead of they know they see development ahead. So then people then kind leader they know they actually work the way they're supposed to work. They know they prioritize opportunities the way the country is supposed to get. So leaders they prioritize power more over the people, and then no clear long-term national development plan nor the inside there with leader then failure to inspire and unify the nation. That the back now thing we get for see say it affect the country, it make the country go beyond. Political instability and violence in our country, especially during election time. We feel say election are war. So we get for be very much we get for increase with level of civilization, and land say for belong to different political party, not to wrong, not bad for it belong to different political party. That nine then they call democracy. We get different views then for do the same job. So electoral violence and arrest it push country go beyond. Disruption of development projects it push country go beyond. Insecurity also they discourage investment. Then so na things the way we for take very seriously, and we for make sure say we carry the country go before in the right direction. We don't finish the first segment, we come to the second segment we get suggestions for good governance. And the first suggestion would be strengthen anti-corruption measures, empower and fund anti-corruption bodies, transparent budget and procurement processes. Also encourage whistleblowers where they show say somebody don't do bad. The one where they complain people the way they do bad. We for encourage them, for protect them, because if we not do so, people the way they do bad, the citizens then go afraid for report, because if they report, they are not protected. Merit-based appointments, where we they give job to people there. Let we give job to people then because they're able to do the job, not because now we fumble them, not because now we party them, not because they bribe we for let we do something. So number one would be recruitment based on qualifications and experience. Also strengthen civil service and public sector capacity. Also discourage tribalism and favoritism. If we do that thing and they, na good suggestion and they will make the country go before. Invest in institutions, strengthen rule of law and independent judiciary, empower parliament and local councils, promote checks and balances. If we do that thing and they, then they say na good ingredients the way they make a country go before. Next, we say national development plan. Let we develop very productive national development plan, create and implement a long-term development strategy, and then ensure continuity across governments, like we have been done already say, where one government come out, another government come. Any project where the old government been done do, the new government supposed to continue, so that the government no go waste money for nothing. So create and implement a long-term development strategy, ensure continuity across governments, and then also focus on education, health, infrastructure, agriculture, infrastructure like for build good road them, for make good hospital them, bring water for people, bring electricity for people, all the things and they where government do that thing and they bring good development. It prevent people that for go begin the thief, especially when they see people that go thief electric cable, like we I mentioned back, but what they go thief and corn people that garden on their farm, on their house. All land they waiting they bring that now because government not produce enough for the people then. Also civic education and citizen participation. Wetin we dey do now with country for let we educate people then for become good citizens then. Wetin we sef dey do as citizens then wey dey spoil we country. If we look at them thing and they, we for able help the government for change we attitude, get good education, and be somebody wey go protect the government property. So let we educate citizens on their rights and responsibilities. Wetin are your right and wetin are your responsibility to your country. We suppose for continuously they educate. Let we get radio programs them. Let we get civil society organizations them where they help the government for do them as well. Also we for promote community involvement in governance. We're not for centralize everything. Let we see communities and they participate in assisting government for lay implementing plans them. Also we for encourage peaceful elections and issue-based politics. Let we politics based on issues. Let it not based on tribalism. Let it not based on other na we which region we come out. Let it not based on sentiments. Let we base with politics on issues the way they affect with issues like electricity, pipe-borne water, we need for agriculture, all that in the education. These are issues that we for address. Not because somebody belong to one particular political party or somebody come on at this particular region. Development not for be directed by regions. It will be directed by the needs of the people. If the need it, you bring the development there. Not because it bring them because na day you come out or na day you get some kind of allegiance. We also get economic diversification and self-reliance. How we for achieve that in a day? We for invest in local industries. But of them mining company the way they in our country. Salon government able buy them machine then they employ salon engineers then and few foreign engineer expatriates. Make we self mine with rutile, make we mine with diamond, let we mine the bauxite. We capable for get money for buy them machine and they. Also, let we look at the amount of money where the mining company then they give to the government. Every district in Sierra Leone able get power generator where they serve that district there. If we able manage with resources then properly, we go able buy generator for every district headquarter. We go able buy MRI machine, X-ray machine for every district headquarter. Salon get money for do them thing and they will not for just sit down they wait for their wait man and give them money then they. We have the money, we have the ability, we get doctors, we get good qualified people then. But they're not getting resources then. So let we diversify and become self-reliance. They will not just depend and people the way they can't give you money, we already get the money inside our country. One thing we have been saying inside my last broadcast, we people then they dig dirty in our country, then take the dirty go outside in their own country. No sense not upon that. Waiting that they tell we, because then people they know say a lot of minerals and they inside them dirty then they where they not pay, where they not sign for, they not register for. And so we need for let we know say where somebody take dirty in your country, carry and go in your country now reason make it do that. And leadership training and ethical governance self na something where we need for do for let we improve we leadership acumen. So when we do that, we're supposed to train future leaders in ethics and public administration. We're also supposed to promote patriotism. We therefore be patriotic. Let we look at Sierra Leone, every Sierra Leonean, let we look at each other as the same people there. Because we get only one Sierra Leone for protect. If we're patriotic to Sierra Leone, we will able to help the government for go before, we will able to help we ourselves for go before. Let we develop national interest and reward performance and sanction failure. So if we do that thing in there, we country will go before. And again, I will say, Salon people them, we know what's wrong, we know what's good. We they make choice for either do the wrong thing or do the wrong and the right thing. Now choice will they make. Not for say we don't know, we know. When you're not supposed for thief, you're not for thief. You're not for thief lights. Not for thief water. The small pumps if we they see people in the bus pipe, then they bring and extend and they host corruption, and they all that they not correct. So in conclusion, I will say in summary, for what make would fail and what go make will succeed, call for patriotic, honest, and visionary leadership is very important. Sierra Leone will rise when governance serve the people. If every government where they come, you serve your people, then Salon will rise again. And I also pull the information there for they are able to pass on to now. And this Corner News Network now produce this information. Before I round up, I will bring the video where we all don't see on social media, and we will talk about that later on. Let us see that.
Bringing back the people's money from the corrupt.
Right.
Recovery from one man alone.
But most importantly, to help you understand what we are doing about it. As we all know, Sierra Leone has gone through a lot. We have a story that is difficult to explain. A country where we have a lot in terms of resources, in terms of the human capital, in terms of the things that can make us prosper. Yet, we have not been able to make much gainway as a country. Even though we must recognize that a lot of efforts are being made by individuals and sometimes collectively to change the story of this country. Myself and my team at the ACC have remained committed to ensuring that we join the efforts of the good people who want to change the story of Sierra Leone by putting the interest of the country above individual interests. So today, what you see here is part of our recovery efforts for monies that have been lost to corruption, but because we have promised that our interest is not just to go after the people and punish them, but to make sure whatsoever is stolen, they must bring it back wholesale. And this sea of money you see here today is actually the equivalent of 15 billion old loans, or now we call it 15 million new loans, but the money was stolen in old loans. And what you see here is just a small part, 40% of what one man sitting in a bank stole from Sierra Leone. One man. His name is Salim Mansalim. He alone stole 34 billion euros plus of money that was meant for NIA and used it for his own purposes. If you can recall, this issue came out, civil society were involved. It involves the bank. The bank, which by the way is E.S.K Bank, they did not really commit any criminal offense. They only had a staff who was a criminal. And that staff, working with other people, chose to create a device to steal money that was destined to go into NIA accounts and applied it for his own personal use. But when we became aware of this, we sat with the bank and told the bank, look, this is your staff. You were supposed to set up systems to avoid this money from being stolen. Therefore, while we are going after that staff to bring back that money, you as a bank have to return the money to us. And the bank, recognizing the good relationship they've had with Sierra Leone, E.S.K Bank is a fantastic bank. Very professional. But if you have staff who are bad, you have to take some blame. Therefore, we asked E.S.K Bank to pay back the full 34.6 billion, 34.2 billion euros. And they have agreed to pay, and we started with 15 billion euros, which is now in front of you. The balance will be paid every month starting January, 2.2 billion euros until September, which will total the full amount that was found to have been stolen by the gentleman called Salim Manzai, a criminal, serious criminal, from the people of Sierra Leone. Now, as for Salim Manzai, somebody will ask what happened to him.
Okay, we don't see within Ben Kafala don't talk about this money as well. A very, very appalling, very, very difficult for let we understand why this they happen. And the period of time where this happen for let one great person get that kind of amount of money. This is not just an indication for say similar thing would happen at that very bank with another employee, or it could happen at other banks then where people don't know they take note of. So we country supposed to be very vigilant. Then institutions that we don't pollute with corrupt people, we need for really take a very drastic measure. Some of them think them back where you dig and dig and dig beneath. Sometimes a syndicate, not one great person they do that. Today now that particular employee in name they just don't mention. But if they dig it go be say not unconnected with other people them in the department where they work. So this because if the government if the bank they do audit, then they audit the bank, then they do their job diligently, they will at least know say somebody is taking money and putting it somewhere. That man did not keep that money in house. The money go down there somewhere within the banking system. And the bank supposed to detect that. So if it don't happen at one bank, possibly it happen at several other banks or other institutions. I encourage Mr. Commissioner Ben Kaifala, I will go tell and thank you, but I also will encourage and let it push further. This stuff will be, although yes, it is say E.S.K Bank now a professional bank, yes, that is true. But this is happening in E.S.K Bank, it will happen in other banks then too. Another thing we very prominent in Sierra Leone, this money laundering. The same bank they take the liquid dollar they give people there for good change on the streets. They make profit, then they bring the money back to them. So then you want to syndicate, then people they only change dollar on the street. Who said they pull them dollar they? Yes, so they're a businessman then. But majority of them, you don't see the CEO inside any shop or any place when a legally registered place where for they do their money exchange and they. So somebody must be in the bank where they take $10 and they keep people there for go change them. Now something that the way we country supposed for check again, and the need for stock for change money in the streets. They'll get bureau them. Like now in other parts of the world, they'll get bureau them. We say you go, you walk into an office, then change your money, you take your money, you go. Another area of concern we don't see personally, now the seaport, where people then bring container inside Sierra Leone. I want to ask today, anybody will get an answer to this question, please do send them to me in the comments. Tell me say that this is the answer. Their agents they wait between you where they go to the container and the side where you for go pay. Agents then they between you and them people then they. Their agent are they working for the government? The money where then they get, then they pay tax to the government? Or their agents then are they serving some people that were inside the government? This is not something where the anti-corruption supposed for check again. Because their agents then they even increase the burden on people that were they come with container in the country. The agent go tell you say, "Sit down now, wait for me." They go inside office, go talk to people the way now you supposed for go talk to them people then they. The government supposed for clean that water key. Let them make sure say people the way they work na the place, they deal directly with the people the way they carry them container them. Instead of having somebody standing in between you and the person who say you for go pay to. That's not a high level of corruption. People then container them can take weeks and weeks or days. Now that place they for then the charges then they increase. Let we clean up with country. Some of them things and the way they happen, authorities they hand and they inside. So if you that salon person where they listen to me right now, know what thing they will happen at water key. What in the agent then they do, let we know if then they pay tax to government. If not for government, then they work. If they not they do any of them thing and they let them come up between the person where they carry in container and also the person is supposed to go pay money. If that happen, it reduce burden on people, it increase, it encourage people therefore even bring more trades than for bring things and for cancel in our country. So this are things that way I don't pick up, and I believe say we will try for correct the system and they make government tighten up, make bank kafala tighten up, make sure say we country is going in the right direction. Me na David Bongo, at the country owner from Kono News Network. I want to tell all me listeners them, especially executives of Kono organizations when I echo and they tell on all thank you. Let we join hands together for Fet for Salon, for Care Salon go before. Let we stop corruption. We self na part of the problem. Na part of the problem. For example, for sell, if you go to market, then they knock buttercup in waste. For let the volume reduce, then they mix with pamine, then they mix kanya pepper, then they mix the half thing, and they see people, then they take bribe for something where they're not supposed to do. So all this we self na part of the problem. But I believe say if we get a change of attitude, development go kana na Sierra Leone. Again, this is David Bongo. I tell you all thank you. Una like, una share, and una comment too. What una yeriwe, una not feel comfortable with, let we know in the comment section. If na things they wanna feel comfortable with and wanna feel say certain things and they will need for talk, we will not talk, una also share that in the comment section. I want to tell you all thank you. David Bongo.